Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Here goes Doc Rivers labeling Kevin Garnett as the greatest superstar role player ever. And why did he say this? Because of how Kevin Garnett is able to fit into any role, like a chameleon. If you need him to play a certain role, he could do that. He could put his ego to the side, put his superstar status to the side, and do what the team needs. And that's a great quality to have as a basketball player, because it's not easy being Kevin Garnett or any superstar. And if the coach asks you, I need you to put on this hat and play another role. And if you are that guy, or you one of those guys, you might be in your feelings. You're like, man, but the man had to sacrifice. For Boston to win the championship, Kevin Garnett had to make a lot of sacrifices. Think about it. This man had to do a lot for them to win the championship. Of course, they had Paul Pierce, Rondo, Ray Allen. But if Kevin Garnett don't make the sacrifices he made, they would not beat Kobe and the Lakers. They're not winning that championship. And Kevin Garnett had to outplay Paul Gasol. He was too rough. He was too physical for him. So he had to do all that just to win the championship. And Kevin Garnett is one of my favorite players. One of my top 5 favorite NBA players of all time. Next to Carmelo, Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Kawhi Leonard. Those are my top favorite players of all time. But he made a lot of sacrifices coming from Minnesota. The man was a MVP. Minnesota made the playoff every season, and he never had a great team. The only time Kevin Garnett had a legit team was when Latrell Sprewell from the Knicks went to Minnesota and Sam Cassell joined Kevin Garnett in Minnesota. That's the only 2 seasons he had a really legit team. They had a pretty good team. They went game 6 with the Lakers. He almost made it to the NBA Finals. But prior to that, the man always had a subpar team, and somehow he was dragging them to the playoffs, 50-plus wins every season, and he plays on both ends, defense, offense. So the man got to protect the paint, get rebounds, block shots, deter players from going in the paint, and then he got to give you 20. So this man is a 20-10 guy, the ultimate competitor. You would never have to question Kevin Garnett's effort. Is he playing hard? Is that all he got? You would never question this man's effort because, he is the ultimate competitor. And this is why he's one of my favorite players. And hearing Doc Rivers say all this, it's not surprising. This is Kevin Garnett. We know his track record. Even though Paul Pierce won the MVP in the finals, we know Kevin Garnett was the real MVP overall. Of course, Paul Pierce outplayed Kobe in the finals, guard Kobe, and put up buckets. So he deserved it. So I'm not saying he don't deserve the MVP. What I'm saying, though, is overall, Kevin Garnett was the MVP of that team. He's the engine to the whole situation. Granted, if he didn't get injured, because, he went to Minnesota. He went to Boston later in his career. He was in his 30s. If Garnett never got injured, they would have won more championships. It's sad how it all played out. They won the first championship. Immediately, as soon as they got together, they won the championship. And then Kevin Garnett broke down. They had a good team, still made the playoffs, still competed, but he broke down. And once Kevin Garnett broke down, it was over. And you could tell Doc Rivers clearly holds Kevin Garnett to a high regards. All the time they had together, he got to coach Kevin Garnett. They developed a great relationship. They developed a relationship that's going to carry on until they leave this earth. They got a great relationship. Doc is a great mentor to him. And I would agree, man. I would agree, because a lot of players would not be able to handle going from being a superstar to a coach saying, I need you to play a role. Of course, you're a superstar, but I need you to do this for me. Some people can't handle that. They'll get the coach fired. They'll complain. So the fact that Kevin Garnett was able to buy into what Doc Rivers was trying to do, fit into a role, and did what he needed to for them to win that championship, I got to commend him, man. I got to take my hat off to him. I just wish he didn't break down so soon, man, because everybody knows if Kevin Garnett was healthy, LeBron's Miami is not winning those championships. LeBron Miami, they're not winning those championships if Kevin Garnett was healthy. But he wasn't healthy, man. The man broke down, because of age. He was like years into his career at that point, over a decade, like 12 years or something. In his first season with the Celtics, he averaged 19 points, almost 10 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.3 blocks. So he was the anchor to the defense, protecting the paint, the rim, keeping dudes out the paint, getting rebounds, and still giving you almost 20. And we know he could average more, but he got to take a step back. He's on Boston. You have Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. So yeah, everybody got to sacrifice. And they got it done in their first season. Their first year together, they got it done. And I felt they would have won more, but Kevin Garnett the injury bug, he crept in, man, real early. And Doc Rivers, he was able to unleash whatever Kevin Garnett had inside. He was able to harness that for him to be his best. But I ain't going to drag this on, man. We all know what Kevin Garnett, what he stood for. We all know his game. We know his work. Hall of Famer, top 75, one of the greatest to ever do it. What's more to be said? But as always, I holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.